From the Back for the Attack release, that is Dokken with Stop Fighting Love. And before that, we heard something from Snoo. Snoo You Pal with Pull My Stinger.
Yeah, pal!
So you said you had some topics tonight?
Well, one of them was the Black Crowes.
Okay.
And the other one was that Jarvis guy.
All right, well, that's okay. I mean, I got plenty of stuff here. I just wanted to make sure we got whatever you wanted to talk about out of the way here.
Yeah. Those were the two. Those were the main two. I mean, I'm looking. I was looking. I thought we had messages from people, but I'm not finding them. So either I did a bad job of saving them, or we really didn't. But I know I had something I wanted you to play, and just wanted to get your opinion on.
Okay.
Since we're musical tonight.
All right.
I put it on the Facebook, but look up on YouTube or Spotify or whatever. Yorn Land doing the cover of Bryan Adams' Lonely Nights.
Okay.
Did you hear this?
I have not.
It's actually pretty goddamn solid.
Well, has Yorn Land ever done anything that's shitty?
Not really. I mean, I was not a huge fan of the first covers record, which made me really question the fact that he's doing a second covers record right now. But the first one I really didn't like because his choices of songs were bad.
Yeah, well, I'm not a fan of the cover records at all.
Yeah.
But his work, solo work and, things that he's done with various other, groups or projects, if you want to call it.
Sure.
I like everything that Yorn does.
I do too. But I like I said, I didn't like the covers record, which made me really surprised when I heard this. And, because one, I'm not really a Bryan Adams fan at all. But hearing this, I was like, okay, that's really pretty good.
Okay. So he does Lonely Nights?
Lonely Nights.
All right.
That's, baby,
yep.
Just can't stand another lonely night.
Yep. Well, Yorn is a great vocalist.
He is. He's an excellent vocalist.
I mean, he's just one of those guys that just, he can do no wrong.
I mean, in my head here, he turned a song that I wouldn't listen to at all and probably had not listened to since the 80s into something I would listen to.
All right.
That's what you think.
All right, let's check it out here.
All right.
Yeah, it's, obviously it's rocked up.
Yeah.
The only critique I got for Yorn when he does these type of videos, they got to stop with the close-ups on this guy's face.
Yeah, because he makes weird faces.
That's what I'm saying. He makes these squinty faces and just, he acts out for the camera, and it's just not a good look.
And he's got like a square mouth. Whenever he sings, his mouth forms like a square instead of like round.
Yeah,
like
it's he. What was that other cover song he did? Was it like an ABBA song or something like that?
Frida
song. Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like all up in the camera on that one, just, it's like, dude, enough with that.
Yeah, just back it up a little bit. Show shots.
I mean, I know that you got a whole band and you're kind of doing a whole in-studio performance type thing, but you got to stop getting your mug right up in the camera.
Yeah.
Whoever the producer is or whoever the director is on these videos, they gotta quit with the close-up shots.
Yeah, enough. You're not that good looking of a guy to be that close up on. You're not 1987 Bon Jovi.
Right.
Stop. You want to do a couple questions out of the chat room real quick?
I'll be glad to. Go right ahead.
All right. I don't know anything about this, but what is this Don Cherry and what is the deal? Do you know anything about this?
I don't even know what that is. I saw that being thrown around, and I don't know what Don Cherry is. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know who it is. I don't know what he does. So I guess that's our answer on Don Cherry.
Let's see. Coach's Corner. Don Cherry on Hockey Night. Don Cherry was erased from Hockey Night in Canada in more ways than one. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, all right. So we'll skip that one.
I'm not. I mean, I'm a very, very, very casual hockey fan.
Right.
But I do not know the history of hockey. But apparently this Don Cherry guy, he's a Canadian hockey player from years ago. This guy is like 85 years old.
Okay.
And I guess he's coached the Colorado Rockies back in the late 70s, early 80s, and the Boston Bruins in the 70s. So I know nothing about this guy.
He's fired for some kind of rant, it says here somewhere. But
yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Bottom line, if he said something, he's fired. Big deal.
Don Cherry fired for Poppy rant?
Yeah. Whatever that means.
I don't even know what that means. I have no idea.
Okay, that's one. Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph.
All
anything?
Right. Well, this has less to do with me. I mean, obviously, I'm a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
And this is not a good year for the Steelers, obviously. Ben Roethlisberger, who they've relied on for the last, 17 seasons. He's out this season. He's getting near the end of his road. They're breaking in some new people. They're a young team. They're a very young team.
Right.
I watched the game on Monday. Not sure, but I think this is more. I think this is more in your realm. It's like, why is this guy ripping this guy's helmet off and trying to beat him with it?
Well, from the videos that are out there, what happened? The way it looks. The play before, first of all, there should not have been any plays. The Steelers should have just fucking run the ball out and been done. Instead, they're trying to drive down the field, down 2 scores with 30 seconds left.
Well, isn't that what teams are supposed to do? You're supposed to fight to the end.
I guess, but when it's completely over, it's completely over.
Okay.
Just fucking run I mean, dude, you've seen this. You've watched a million football games. When there's less than a minute left and it's an insurmountable lead, they run the ball, they sweep it left, sweep it right, keep the clock moving, and get the fuck out of there without anybody getting hurt.
Yeah.
They were running plays, 30 seconds. The play before the big play that happened, Myles Garrett sacked Mason Rudolph.
Right.
Slammed to the ground pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
So they got up, and then the next play, they slammed him again to the ground. Well, when he slammed him to the ground this time, Rudolph grabbed his helmet and tried to pull his helmet off of Garrett and kicked Garrett in the balls a couple of times. That's when Garrett grabbed his helmet and started yanking on it. By the time they stood up, that's when he ripped the helmet off and fucking clubbed him in the head. Now again, he's got to be kicked out of the league for a while, of course. He's going to get his suspension knocked down, I would think, because, the precedent to this is, 10 years ago, Albert Hainsworth. Remember that when he yanked the guy's helmet off and stomped him in the face?
Yep.
And he got 5 games. So I would think that's the precedent for this, is that, it's the same thing.
Well, I was watching this. I said, when did the Browns pick up Vontaze Burfict?
Yeah, well, hey, he's playing like that. And, I mean, in the end, it's funny because I had a million emails, obviously because of the Dog Pound podcast about this. But my answer is simple. I don't care. I mean, I hate it that he's hurt, that he's off our team for a while because he's a good player. But in the end, these guys they mean nothing to me. If he would have killed him, I wouldn't have cared. Honestly, I wouldn't have cared two shits if he actually killed this guy.
Well, why would you? It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game. These guys.
It doesn't affect your day-to-day operation. I mean, you're not reeling from this today, are you?
No. Yeah, exactly. I'm not reeling from it at all. No.
No?
No.
This hasn't affected you the way that you operate on a day-to-day basis?
No.
You haven't you've been okay since Monday night? Or Thursday night, rather?
Yeah, I've been fine.
Oh, okay. So this really hasn't derailed you in any way.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're a fake fan.
It's just a bit of a bummer that our best defensive player won't be out there. But whatever. That's just the way it goes. Who cares? I mean, why the world is all upset about this thing? I'm like, who gives a shit? These guys, let's face it. We've had guys that have killed people that have been back on the field. Dante Stallworth here in Cleveland literally got drunk and ran over a fucking construction worker and killed him. And he did jail time. And then as soon as he got out of jail, he's back on the field.
Right.
And Leonard Little from the Rams killed a guy, back on the field. Whatever. None of these guys are role models to me. They're just fucking guys. So
and they're half your age.
Yeah, they're half my age.
So why would you care? They could be your son.
Yeah, they're multi-millionaires, and they don't give two fucks about us, so why should I care about them?
And you shouldn't. It's just a game. It's just entertainment.
Yeah, to me, and I know this is going to sound like the old man in the room, that's fine. It's always been the name on the front, not the name on the back. I don't give a fuck who's on the team. Just play well. Just win games. I don't care who specifically. I don't need a superstar. I don't need to be a LeBron James fan. I can be a Cavs fan. I don't need to be a Baker Mayfield fan or a Myles Garrett fan. I'm a Browns fan. I like to watch the games. But truth be told, whatever. I don't know why everybody's so up in arms and everybody's like going crazy about this shit.
Well, because it's just that opportunity to get out there and show some kind of outrage.
Because I even saw like CNN covered it. I'm like, why is CNN covering this? Are sports out of control?
Well, again, everybody is so, as Lou from the Lou put it, everybody's so pussified. And so this guy gets a little rough out there. He loses his temper. He's in the heat of the moment. I'm not saying what he did was right, but people just kind of lose their shit sometimes when they're just amped up, and they aren't thinking clearly, and they just do stupid stuff, and then they pay the price for it. Right. And he's paying the price by being out for the rest of the year, or at least for a few games anyway.
Yeah. Well, and I talked about exactly what you're saying in a little quick Facebook thing that I wrote, a rare Facebook thing that I wrote anymore. But I've been in those kind of fights, not that kind, not a football field fight per se, but I've been in those kind of fights where I went red, where I blacked out for a minute or for a few seconds or whatever, where I was so angry that I just lost more or less consciousness and just acted instinctively. And there's been times that I've knocked people out. There's been times that I got knocked out, honestly. And, when you're in the heat of battle like that and you snap, you'll use whatever's in your hands, whether it's a helmet or a stick or a bottle or, whatever the fuck it is, you'll use it. You will fucking use it to win the fight. And I think that's what happened here. This guy just fucking, he was getting his head pulled on and, and kicked in the balls, and he snapped. He snapped and whacked the guy in the fucking head with the helmet.
Well, now that we're at that point, at what point do you put Marquise Pouncey Is he do you feel that he needs to be penalized in any way for taking him down and beating his ass for doing that?
Well, he got what he should have got, 3 games. He got a 3-game suspension. I do find it funny, though. It's funny because the decisions, everybody's all fucking going crazy about the suspensions. Myles Garrett got the rest of the season, and then maybe more if, then he has to appeal to come back. Pouncey got 3 games. Ogunjobi got 1 game, and Miles Rudolph didn't get shit. So all the people in Cleveland are crazy about that Rudolph didn't get anything. And he should have got something, and they may still work that out. They still have 10 more days till the next game. So there might be something else that comes out of it. Pouncey defended his guy, got 3 games. Everybody, a lot of people are chanting or chirping about, he could have killed him with the helmet. Okay, fair enough. He could have. Just like Pouncey could have killed him with a knee swing to the top of his helmet.
Yeah, and you could get killed at the next intersection down the street from your house when somebody T-bones you in the intersection because they ran the stop sign.
Or you could get killed on the next running play when fucking 400-pound guys smash into you at full speed. So stop with the he could have been killed horse shit. Just stop it. Okay? I mean, yeah, there's got to be some suspensions laid down. You can't use weapons. I mean, I get it. You got to do something if they use a weapon. So he got 6 games, might turn it. It'll probably get dumbed down to 5, I would think. But in the end, people are making such a big deal about it because why? Because it's fun to fucking sit behind your keyboard and type about your outrage? Shut up.
That's how I feel about it. Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Lou one last time, but real quickly about the Browns, that whole situation, as the old man would say, that's just niggers being niggers. But to go back, do you guys mind if we go back a second on the Don Cherry situation?
Go ahead.
You're our resident hockey expert there, Lou. So what is that? I have no idea.
Wouldn't call me an expert, but Don Cherry, Hockey Night in Canada, which is like their equivalent of Monday night. Well, I was going to say it's equivalent of Monday Night Football, but that's not a big deal anymore. But back when Monday Night Football was a big deal, that's what Hockey Night in Canada is like on Sportsnet and so forth in Canada. And Don Cherry used to be a coach for the Avalanche and the Boston Bruins and so forth. And he was kind of an old school hockey guy. Really believed in fighting and the violence.
Yeah, he was a man's man.
Exactly. And he had a segment on Hockey Night in Canada called Coach's Corner, where he would, spout off about, whatever was on his mind about the game and so forth. And, basically, long story short, Don Cherry, he wanted Canadians to quit being friendly pussies and be men, be manly men, and so forth. Wanted them to be proud and supported veterans and so forth. And in the segment, he came out against all the foreigners in Canada and foreigners not wearing the poppies for Veterans Day and that kind of thing.
Well, wait, before you move on there, Lou, what is the poppy? What is that? I'm not familiar.
That little flower.
Okay, well, what is that? What does that signify?
It's it's like the veterans groups where you come to a 4-way stop on a highway or what have you.
So you donate, and they give you that, and it just says so it sort of signifies I donated to the veterans. Is that what it means?
And I support veterans.
All right,
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And it basically he was carrying on about these damn immigrants. They come into Canada and they come into the U.S. too, and they don't support our veterans. They don't donate. They don't wear the poppies or whatever. And those people, they need basically, long story short, they need to assimilate our lifestyle, appreciate being here, or get the fuck out.
Okay.
And because he said that, he said those people, that was the key, those people, well, everybody had to get their panties in a wad, and they had to fire the guy. They fired the guy.
All right.
And so, and eventually, I love Don Cherry. You know, he's kind of the last of old school hockey. But, and again, you know, he kind of wanted to go out in a blaze of controversy and glory. So, in some ways, he's kind of getting what he wanted. But then again, you got the pussies going around. Well, that's old hockey culture. We need hockey to be more inclusive. We need more diversity. It's like, you know, that word, diversity, you know, that will make hockey stronger.
Well, diversity is our strength, Lou. You need to accept that.
Yeah, well, tell that to the NBA, goddammit. Let's have a couple white guys. Shit. You know? We'll start adding Negroes when you start adding white guys in the NBA.
You've got Porzingis. He's a star, isn't he, from the NBA?
I don't follow the NBA. You know, the NBA to me is the same as going to the zoo and watching gorillas play with the ball in the gorilla exhibit.
The fuck, Lou? My God.
Well, you got to agree with me. That damn LeBron James, he's got to be
I don't have to agree with you there.
He's one of the dumbest fucking people on the face of the earth.
Well, at least you recognize him as a person, not a gorilla.
Well, you know, it's hard to tell. You put a picture of him and a picture of Mighty Joe Young. How would you tell the difference?
Lou, come on. Mighty Joe Young?
Boy.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you know, if it wasn't for him being able to play basketball, he'd be like Kamala the Uganda Giant.
Oh, right, Lou. Jeez.
He's running around, grass skirt, bone in his nose, beard.
Oh, wait a minute, Lou, when have you ever seen LeBron James dressed this way?
Well, he's got basketball. If it wasn't for basketball, he would.
So you're saying if he couldn't shoot a basketball, he would be like Kamala, banging his belly
right.
wearing a skirt.
Damn right.
So is that what happens in St. Louis and all those places that you're not supposed to go anymore? Is there a bunch of people with grass skirts running around banging their belly and shooting each other?
Well, they're shooting each other. They ain't wearing it. You know, they might as well wear grass skirts because they got their pants down to their goddamn knees.
Jesus Christ.
What happened to America, Lou? What happened?
Exactly. What happened? What would happen? You know, Trump is trying to fix it, you know, but the genie's kind of out of the bottle. It's hard to put the plug back in the bottle.
Yeah, it's hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube, right, Lou?
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, come on, seriously. What if it was for basketball? You can't tell me LeBron James would be a Wall Street banker or a surgeon or a lawyer. I mean, what would he be? What would half of those?
Hold on, Lou. And you're telling me Sidney Crosby would be without fucking hockey?
He's a white guy. He'd be whatever the hell he wants. He's got white privilege. Goddamn, don't you know white privilege? They would show up at the door. A guy would knock on the door and say, "Hey, here's a law firm for you because you're white." There you go. White privilege. It works.
Is that how that works?
That's how it works.
Okay.
That's how they lead you to believe it works.
Who's they?
Hey,
well, those goddamn
the media,
those pinko liberals.
Right. You know, Tom Brady. Hey, you know what? Here's 5 Super Bowl trophies for you, buddy. You're white. There you go. 5 Super Bowl trophies. And here's Gazelle too. You know, here's some. You know, all that because you're white.
His wife Gazelle.
Gazelle.
I think it's Giselle.
Giselle, whatever her name is. I don't know.
With the emphasis on jizz.
Yeah. A gazelle is a bird.
Giselle. I mean, who the fuck cares? Anyway, if it wasn't for basketball or football, I mean, my God, our damn prisons would be even more overpopulated.
Lou, you're an interesting guy. I hope you do come out to a beer summit one day.
Jesus.
Oh, beer summit. I'd like to have a beer summit with that faggot and his husband, Michael. Can you imagine? Fuck. I'm sorry. I hate those two. I mean, I freaking hate them. Oh, Michael, man, can you imagine old little Barry curled up in like a ball in the corner of old Michael with that big old purple vein rocket? Oh, God. Hate him. But anyway, I got off the topic. But, yeah, Don Cherry, basically he's a victim of the social justice warriors, said some stuff, used the term those people, and everybody got their panties in a wad, and his guests, other people on Hockey Night in Canada and Sportsnet kind of threw him under the bus. Oh, no, we don't believe, oh, God, no, heck no, he's horrible, because they didn't want to lose their jobs or be associated with that either.
All right. Well, thanks for clearing that up there, our NHL expert.
Well, I wouldn't call me an expert.
Well, you're more of an expert than Chris and I.
That's right.
Well, I'm surprised you guys ain't more hockey fans, man. I got to turn you guys into bigger hockey fans. I mean, my God, they're white. They're white.
So is that a prerequisite to watching hockey? Is that you got to be white?
It helps.
Oh, it helps.
I mean, especially good when occasionally an NHL team has a token black guy, and you get to watch 5 angry white men chase a black guy around with sticks. Great.
Hell.
You've thought this out, haven't you, Lou?
Damn right.
You're damn right. All right, well, go have a beer for me.
I got 2 more left, and hell and kill, fuck you, pal, and goddamn that Marky Post pussy gotta be lined in gold.
What just happened?
Lou from the Lou. He's got some thoughts on things.
What the fuck was that? Was that hurricane racism coming through here?
Well, that was Lou. He was just spouting his thoughts.
I guess. My God.
That's what makes this country great. Freedom of speech.
Yeah, but he just got us kicked off YouTube.
Well, regardless if you agree with him or not, he has the right to say what he wants to say.
Agree. I know. I didn't stop him. I just was a little caught off guard with some of that. Oh, my goodness.
Lou's got some thoughts on some things.
He definitely does.
Hockey is a passion of his, and to defile a hockey legend like, what's his name, Don Cherry?
Cherry, yeah.
That cannot stand. This will not stand.
No, apparently not. So there we go. We got our Don Cherry update.
Yeah, so that's what that's all about. Mm-hmm. So he said, these people who come into this country and don't support our military. And I kind of get that point. Everybody's so hypersensitive about words these days.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Well, thanks, Lou. Thanks for checking in.
Well, I mean, that's a sentiment, and this goes even back, since we're talking, music and stuff, that just goes back to the 1 in a Million song from Guns N' Roses. Mm-hmm. They come to this country, they think they'll do as they'll please.
Yeah.
They speak so many goddamn ways, and it's all Greek to me.
Yeah, well, we're not going to speak of that song anymore.
Well, but regardless, that's really what it was talking about. It's just like, you come here, but you won't assimilate. Mm-hmm. When you come here to live, you need to assimilate.
Oh, believe me, I agree with that point.
But that's not a requirement anymore. You can just come here and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, we'll kowtow to you, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yep, that's basically what that Don Cherry guy. I don't know the guy, never heard of him before. Not. Either. But anyway, so this guy gets the boot at 85 years old because he calls these people out for doing what all of us are thinking they should do.
Right.
But God forbid, don't say it.
Exactly.
Words, because words hurt.
They hurt. They're hurtful, man.
Hat tip to ONA, back when they were good.
Yeah. Back in the old days.
Because words hurt.
Well, you got to admit, Kumi has been pretty good lately.
Yeah, I've been watching some here and there. I have not caught. Well, talk about the Dici thing.
Scott Dici, yeah. Our correspondent for Mob, our Mob correspondent, Scott Dici, showed up on the Kumia show this week and did a nice little Skype interview talking with Anthony and our boy Dave Landau.
We got him first, though.
Yeah, he's our guy.
He's our guy because he was a fan of ours first.
That's right. So he's our guy.
So, Scott, if you're listening, we had you first, pal.
Yeah, stop doing other people's show. Oh, no, that's Michael Butler's thing.
So good on him.
Yeah, I was happy. I was very surprised and very happy to see. I was watching Kumia, and of course they said his name wrong, which led me to think that they did. Whoever the producer was didn't tell him, but they go, and here calling in via Skype, it's Scott Deitch.
Deitch.
I was like, Deitch. But that was and that's exactly why I asked Scott when we first had him on how to say his name to make sure we didn't fuck that up too.
Right.
But yeah, we're actually going to be doing a CMS TV thing with Scott Deitch on in December. It's actually going to be fun. We're going to try something a little different. We're going to do some rolling commentary, watching and discussing the new movie that's coming out on Netflix called The Irishman.
Okay.
That has Joe Pesci and who else is in that? It's a Scorsese movie with Pesci and De Niro. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're a Goodfellas Casino fan, you'll probably like this.
Or a fan of mob stuff, because I'm sure we'll talk a ton of mob stuff.
Of course.
That's one thing. That is an obsession that you and I both have, is mob stuff. So, and Scott being as knowledgeable as he is, we could talk for hours about that shit. So that's going to be fun. That's going to happen sometime in December. The movie hits, I think the day before Thanksgiving, maybe.
Okay.
I think that's when it comes out. So we'll have time to watch it, and then we'll figure out if we're going to do it, like play it and do a live play, or if we're just going to comment on it, or what we're going to do. But I'm excited about that segment, actually. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be good.
So Scott Dici coming soon.
Yeah.
Our guy, not the Kumia show
guy.
Yeah,
Kumia got him second.
That's right.
Yeah, he wasn't on the Dici train until just recently.
That's right. Now he joined because of us, probably. Landau probably referred him from our show.
Hey, could have.
Yeah, I doubt it. Consider Dave was texting me, asking me which books of Scott's he should buy. I would think that's probably not the case.
Right.
So...
Well, when your guy Landau wears the CMS gear on Kumia, then he'll have credibility with me.
We need to get him one of the new shirts.
Well, I'll do that as well if he'll actually wear it.
He'd probably wear it.
He hasn't worn the other one.
Yeah, the other one is so loud. He doesn't wear loud shirts like that. I mean, if you think about it, he really doesn't. He wears a lot more subdued shirts, and the CMS with all the orange and yellow and stuff. That's a big, loud shirt.
Yeah.
Might be a green screen issue too, for all I know.
Yeah, well, fuck him.
Jesus. Is this everybody trying to piss everybody off tonight?
Yeah, pal. It's just in the air. It's in the air.
Apparently so. Yeah. Stop picking on my friend, man.
Yeah. All right. Are we done with whatever we were just talking about?
Yeah, we were just picking through.
Well, you said you had some questions from the chat room there. Yeah. So was that all?
There was Don Cherry. There was the football thing. Somebody wanted to know, and I think we've talked about this before, but we can briefly go into this real quick. Okay. Our thoughts on Anvil.
The band Anvil?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'm familiar with them. I've watched their documentary. I thought the documentary was pretty good. It was kind of sad. To me, it was just kind of sad that, these guys were kind of like neck and neck with some of the harder bands back in the 80s. But for whatever reason, that time passed them by and they're just grasping for glory. And I appreciate the work and the effort that they put forward in recording new music and, self-financing and doing all the things that they do because they believe in what they do. But overall, there's nothing about Anvil that really stands out from me on a personal level. Now, I'm not talking for everyone, Bev. I'm just talking for me. But right. I can only say that I've listened to Anvil. I have Anvil in my catalog here, and nothing really stands out as, wow, these guys are terrific players, or their albums are fantastic, or they've hit on something that nobody else has hit on. Nothing really stands out for me as far as Anvil goes. I got to be honest with you. I admire the effort and the belief that they have in themselves and the fact that they've kept it going after all these years. But not a fan.
I'm in the same boat. It's like super nice guys. I've met them a couple of times. I've interviewed both Lips and Robbo, both. At least one. I know I've interviewed Lips 2 or 3 times. And nice enough guys. Seen them once. That was enough. Not because it was a bad show. They put on a fun show. But they don't have a single song that I like that I've ever heard, including Metal and Metal.
Yeah, even though Bill Peters has made a 35-year career out of using that for his opening song, but
good for Bill.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean I like that song. I like Bill. I don't like that song, but just never moved me at all. So, that's where I stand with Anvil. Yeah. Just kind of whatever. I'll never see him again unless for somebody.
They just did not grab me the first time I heard them. I was just like, okay, next.
Yeah, exactly. Another question. This one came through somewhere other than, I think it was on Twitter. Wanted to know why we don't ever give any attention or talk about The Darkness.
I'm not a fan of the vocals.
Thank you.
I gotta be honest with you. I've seen The Darkness once. This was back in, this was probably like the late 90s or early 2000s. And I'm just not a fan of that high operatic vocal. Just not a fan. I'm not saying they're not good at what they do. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I put them certainly not in message, but musically in the same boat with Stryper. Just is not. I hear that voice and I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it. So that's where I am with The Darkness. And the last question, which I think the answer is we just don't think of it week to week, was, you guys started off praising Dirty Honey and now you don't play them anymore. Like, okay. It's been 2 months?
Well, there's a lot of content out there, whether it's music related or political or social or our personal lives, that we can't sit there and concentrate on one band. I mean, we're not really a band show or a quote unquote a show that's focused specifically on music. We gave them a mention. We gave them some praise. We gave them some airtime. We've interviewed them, or Chris interviewed them, and we gave them some exposure. But that doesn't mean we can just concentrate on them from week to week.
Yeah. If they do something, believe me, I'm a fan. So if they land on some big tour or something, let's just say that, I don't know, let's say they end up opening for Aerosmith in 2020. Aerosmith tours the country or something. Yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll probably interview Mark again. We'll play some more of it, and, when they have a new record, we'll obviously play it and do an interview and stuff, but there's so many bands out there that we never even touch.
Well, one that you shared with me late last night is there's a new Shark Island out.
Yeah, and you love Shark Island.
I wasn't even aware. I wasn't aware Shark Island had anything new, but here they are. They got a new release out, but we're not sitting here talking about them just for any any particular reason.
Yeah, if we might have them on, who knows? I mean, we try to cover bands that we find that are interesting, that we like, but there's a bunch of bands that I wish we would cover more, but we don't have time to cover more, or we don't, we're not so music focused that, like, a band that I love and we've never covered, even though we have a fan that fucking beats us to death with them, is Rival Sons.
Okay.
I love that band. I mean, I really, really enjoy their music a lot, but it just sort of never comes up in day to day or show to show to actually say, hey, let's talk about the Rival Sons or whatever.
I mean, even Eddie Trunk, the godfather of everything radio and metal, I'm sure he's mentioned Dirty Honey maybe once or twice, but I doubt he does that on a weekly or daily basis with a show.
Yeah, he's too busy taking calls about Kiss. Because everybody's asking him about everything Kiss.
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate. It's just that saturation takes over. I'm sorry. It's just that way. But, we do some mindless babbling here for 6 hours on a Saturday. And, it's what we want to talk about at that moment.
Maybe some week. You know what, man? We'll just do some show planning on the air. What do you think about if... Because I have the ability to send out a text whenever I want to through the app, through the CMS app.
Yeah.
What do you think about maybe some night, kind of unannounced, me and you will just go live and do a live music show?
Okay.
We'll just do a live music show, and we'll send out a note on the app. We'll send out a ping on the app saying, hey, we're going live right now.
Okay.
If you want to listen for the next 2 hours or whatever, you can, and we'll do a live music show or something.
Well, let's see how effective the app can be in communication.
Yeah, exactly. People want it, they can go, and they can obviously go and get it from their iPhone store or their Google store. We're back in the Google store again after some technical issues with our parent company, but it's back in the store. So people want it, we'll do it that way. I think that's a fun way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. If you have the app and we send out some kind of an alert or something or a notice, we'll see how many people respond.
Yeah. It will be fun to see how many people jump in the chat room or whatever if we do it on like a Tuesday night or something. Because we won't do it to interfere with Kendall's show. We won't do that. But I can see us just throwing it on and seeing what happens. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be fun.
Even so, I mean, you and I have plenty of favorite songs and bands that we could just pick and choose from and say, here's a tune I like.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you like it, cool. If you don't, then you go, oh, that song sucks, man.
Bullshit, I'm going to Twitter to tell people what a bunch of faggots you two are.
You didn't play my favorite band.
Yeah. You played Dirty Honey when I wanted to hear Exodus. Faggots, bitches.
Oh, people suck.
Yes, they really do.
All right. Is that all?
That's enough.
All right.
There's probably more, but I'm not going to dig through finding it.
Okay.